Let you in on an aspect of the world that you're not normally accustomed to.
I could have been a totally different person.
Yeah, right now.
Since 12 hours ago.
Could have been wearing a business suit today. Who knows?
With a fanny pack.
With a fanny pack. Just classing up the joint.
That's a fantastic idea.
It's the only kind of ideas I have, sir.
It's Corner House Chronicles Day.
It's just different enough.
And here's the kicker, boss. They're all the same personality.
They're assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 1.5 million asshole penguins.
Best part.
I'm going to try and pace it out, so just as you forget about me, I'll just pop in and remind you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 61 of the Corner House Chronicles. I am John.
I'm Jason.
And with us this evening,
Bill Pheers, Phil.
Tony D.
Tony D is in the house.
D.
Bill Pheers in the house. I hit record this time, so
good. All the mics are running?
Yeah,
All right.
The mics are on.
Hot mic.
No worries.
Hot mic. We got
Shout
hot
out to
mics.
Rick.
Check
We'll
test.
get you back.
Go for hot mic.
Check test. 2 2.
He ain't gonna listen.
No.
He only listens to the one he's on.
2 2.
That's
Can I
true.
get a little bit more kick over here, please?
Turn up the bass. Yeah.
Some kick.
This is kind of common for you, right? Headphones and
Yeah.
sound checks and shit.
Yeah. It's just a normal thing, I guess.
Yeah. Welcome back to the mitten.
Yeah, it feels good. It's been a while since, I don't know, like, I went to Cedar Point with my sister in July, so I don't
Nice.
even know if that counts.
No,
as
it doesn't. That's
No.
Ohio, but it's close.
We started here and then went to Ohio. But, yeah, it's been a while since I've been in town for this long, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was Vegas?
it was long.
Yeah.
You know, people spend 2 to 3 days in Vegas, right? That's probably your.
They say like
I've
anything
heard
more
4.
than 4 is
4 is
Standard.
The thing.
Yeah.
Well, we did 3 times that, and we played almost every day. But it just, you know, it was cool. You really gotta like pace yourself because, I mean, you get there and it's Vegas, right? You know, let's have a drink. Let's drink. You know,
Let's get it going.
we land the first day. You know, you don't have to play, but then the next day you got to play.
Yeah.
You don't want the first gig to be
Hungover.
hungover.
just
you know?
rough. Yeah.
You don't want to feel that because you got to meet everybody for the first time again. You know, you got to say hey because we did it last year, but every year is a little different, and so we wanted to get there and get set up. I had to set up the drums anyway, so you don't want to be all
Shit
messed up.
faced
Yeah,
and just
you don't
hung
wanna be
over
all
like,
shitty
oh,
for
I just
that.
want to take a nap.
So, you're good the first day, but then after that first gig, it's
All
like,
downhill.
hey, let's go get a beer. It's Vegas, and then it's a game on. And then it slowly sets in, okay, I'm going to be here for 12 days.
Gotta pace myself.
You gotta be, and then it turns into Groundhog Day. Because, you just try your best to stay out of the casino because you could easily, depending on the person that
You're
you
in.
are.
You're
There
in
goes
the
a couple
casino.
hundred pretty quick.
Yeah, here's go 100 on whatever. And,
Black 13.
I am getting paid to be there.
I was just going to
So
ask,
that's
were you
a-
getting paid per
Oh,
show,
yeah,
or
I
did
was
you
getting
get like a
paid
lump
per show.
sum?
Yeah, no, it was I was getting paid per show, and
Okay.
that was a per diem, and
Okay.
it's all a great time, and it was with a lot of very good friends, so it was awesome, man. I just we just hung out and played a show if we would play. it's such a weird gig. So basically, we set up on this big like festival like stage, and there's this huge video screen behind us that's playing like Ram truck videos. It's like it's like the Ram truck booth at this like they call it the Pro Rodeo Zone, and we're playing in the parking lot of the Thomas and Mack Center, which is where like UNLV basketball plays and stuff like that.
Okay.
And,
All right.
So that's where they're holding the NFR, which is the National Finals Rodeo, and it's like the Super Bowl.
Oh,
of
that's a
rodeo.
big event,
I
yeah.
mean,
Okay.
so we're playing like Ram truck has a booth. There's like 6 trucks set up, and they got their badass limited edition truck set up.
Right. For tonight
And
only.
our good friend Kelly Kenny is out there announcing. He's trying to get people to come in and sign up because they're giving away $70,000 towards a Ram truck.
That's nothing to scoff at. Yeah.
And he's like, come on in. We're giving away $70,000. We got Brandon Calhoun and the Baca River Boys up here. And so like, he would announce us, and we'd play like 2 or 3 songs and try to get people to come in. We played like country and like Southern rock stuff. Street Hope, Alabama, and shit like that. So,
Oh, yeah.
It's
And
a
we
target
get some
audience.
dance. Yeah, we're trying to.
World Rodeo Finals
We're
here.
not
Come
going to
on.
be out there playing any R&B hits or nothing. Like that, so.
Boys to men?
Yeah,
Not
no.
tonight.
Oh, they don't take well to the end of the road, I guess. But so they come over and there's like Coors has a tent. It's really tough because like we're competing with all these different like
Huge fucking
like
names.
booths.
that
So there's like this like tractor company is like got this tractor test. Like they got like this contest going on. If you can like put the key in the hole of this like cone and then knock a football. It was like this, they were
Experience
all,
shit,
Yeah,
you know.
and
It's probably not that quiet either. With a
Polaris had a booth with all their like 4-wheelers on like fake rocks up on like
shit.
and like Coors had a tent and that was like the hardest
free
tent.
beer. I would assume.
Everybody was at the Coors tent.
Yeah.
They were selling beer and they had this whiskey.
Is it safe to
And-
say you guys were just a soundtrack for everybody else's booth? Or
Yeah,
what?
I mean, well, everybody, there was like the one.
They were like
tractor
enjoying the
booth.
music, Yeah,
The one
shit.
tractor booth had like these like one little speaker up that the guy was announcing and trying to play music through. But once we started playing, it was a
Yeah.
fucking rock show, man.
Yeah.
It was like, the back line was awesome. Like everything, like the sound company, it was like a festival style stage. Like,
Damn.
Real deal.
you
They dumped
know.
some money in that.
So we would it was like weird though because we would play 2 or 3 songs, and then Kelly Kenny would take over again. All right, everybody, welcome to the Ram Pro Rodeo Zone. Come on in, sign up to win $70,000 towards a Ram truck. And then he would interview people. Kelly was like he's an old rodeo announcer, and so he knows all the old pros and stuff like that. And they would come over and talk to him. He would do interviews. It was pretty cool. And he is the coolest dude. He's the coolest guy. He's got like a ranch in like southern Missouri, as he says.
Missouri.
And, southern Missouri, just outside Branson, outer north of Branson. And he's just like a genuine dude and like a pro at everything he does. And he's just fun to work with.
Were you waiting like 10, 15 minutes in between?
Yeah, he would like announce, not even that. He would just announce like real quick and then he'd throw it right back. All right, Brandon Calhoun and the Backer River Boys over here. And
Caught an ashtray.
that's great.
Did you almost tear it down?
That's a,
Yeah,
You
you gotta
got,
watch
you
it.
just got, you got
Yeah,
to
that is,
position shit.
Gotta watch it.
yeah, sorry about that.
It's a hand talker too,
my chair.
so maybe
It's
we
all right.
should switch.
My first time.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
As long as no fires are lit, we're
No,
good.
no.
We're
Yeah,
good.
No fire crotch going. We're
Stay
good.
away from that heater.
Oh man, don't worry.
So, being that you've been drumming for your life, right?
Yeah.
I want to ask you, now that we got you over here, I want to say
Sure.
real quick, thanks to Phil, because you kind of set this in motion
Yeah.
with,
Oh, sweet, yeah.
the
Yeah.
in-between talking and stuff. And once I found out you wanted to come on,
Yeah,
man, it
this
was,
is awesome, man.
definitely. And you just got in town, what, yesterday?
Yeah, I drove up yesterday.
So this is stop one.
Yeah, man.
We appreciate
sure,
that.
For
We
sure,
appreciate
yeah.
that. I know you
it's
got
close
shows
to home,
coming
man.
up
It's
and
real
stuff.
close. I just live down the street. you
Yeah?
know? Well,
Not
I mean,
too
where
far,
I'm
at least.
staying.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, really. It's just like I'm at like Goddard and Mortonview, so
Oh shit, that ain't bad at all.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Nice.
right down the road.
Okay, so you opened for Bob Seger. What was that like, dude? Did you get to hang out
that
with
had to be
him,
kinda-
meet him? No, not at all.
It
Okay.
wasn't like they,
Just playing at the Palace.
Did they have rules like you don't look at Bob?
pretty much. We were told just pretend like he doesn't exist.
Wow.
Oh, really?
They don't want anybody, and I get it because
No
he's up there,
fanboys in
he's
the
up there in
back.
age,
he's fucking Bob Seger,
and he's Bob Seger,
And if
right?
He talked to everybody that wanted to talk to him. He wouldn't be able to be Bob Seger or
Right.
get to do whatever he gets to do
True.
to do that.
True.
So there was like times where he would like be sleeping, and it was like everyone had to be quiet backstage. But all that aside, he would come in when I'd be setting my drums up, getting ready for sound check or something. And he would come in his SUV, and he'd be like, "Hey guys, man, it sounded great last night." We'd be like, "Thanks, all right,
Thank you, Bob Seger.
And I'd be like, "I'm sorry, I can't. You're not.
Right.
You're like the Polkaroo or something. Right? You
Yeah.
don't exist. I don't even know.
Fucking pokeroo.
Sorry, I don't.
Nice pull.
But yeah, it's trying to age. That's an old one. Yeah, man, to be able to do it at the Palace, where I've seen like so many concerts, to be able to do it there. We did like 11 shows with them, but that one was like, you can kill me now. Like I'm good.
This is it, right?
Like I don't have to be the headliner at a show like that. Just something like that where like my family was there and like a lot of friends, and it was just like I look up and there's Piston jersey or Piston banners. That was just the coolest shit ever. And
What kind of adrenaline rush is that? I mean, like, is it comparable to anything?
I just really had to. I wanted to perform, so I didn't want to mess up at all. Like the last thing I wanted to do was drop a stick or be nervous at all. So I did my best to like just
just miss a cymbal.
suppress the whole
Nerves and just like,
yeah.
fuck it,
I
gotta
was
knock
like,
this out.
I focused on the first 3 rows of people, and like, I don't know, man.
The
It's
guitar
just, like-
player in front
That
of
has
you
to-
or
yeah,
something.
that has
you know?
Yeah,
to
I guess from performing for so long, I can do mental gymnastics to trick myself out of being scared or
Like, how many people
nervous
were
or-
in the Palace?
I don't know. It's 18,000 or something like that.
That's fucking nuts.
It's like playing outside. Like you got the first 3 rows of people is all you can really see, and a couple people on the
Everything's
side.
dark.
And then it's like looks like the stars with the lights in the stairways, and it's like
Camera
it's like you're playing
phones.
even like the reverb, it sounds like you're playing outside, and it's just then all of a sudden after you're done playing, everybody's like, yeah, and it's like, oh, there's people in here. Oh shit. Yeah, all right. Okay, next song, here we go. And then that's when it really starts to. But I try to I take that and try to channel it into my performance instead of let it overcome me, because that's when you start fucking up and you start,
Oh yeah, missing notes.
Yeah, you start
off key,
what-
all kinds of shit.
What song
dude.
are we playing?
Right.
I don't even know. Holy shit!
How long did you guys play for when you were with
They
Seger?
gave us like 30 to 45 minutes.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Solid deal then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like from Flint, Michigan, and then everybody lost their shit, and it was on after that, and just I guess if we just rocked. I guess so we tried to do the best to rock, and we stayed away from the slow ones, and
Keep them pumped.
Keep it upbeat, definitely.
yeah,
You were the only opening act too, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
it. Because I'm sure Bob Seger did 2 hours.
Oh, he played his ass off. I don't even know how long they did, but he's still standing there doing his thing.
Yeah.
Like moving around and.
You guys got to
Doing his
watch
best.
him every night?
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
were right there next to the stage.
That's
and
killer. Yeah, that's killer.
They put on a hell of a show still,
Damn.
It's awesome, man.
Is that the biggest act you've opened for, or
Oh, yeah.
has there been anything?
Oh yeah, no, it's
Nothing comparable?
Not like Barbra Streisand or nothing like that.
Well, hey man, you never know.
You never know,
Some
yeah.
of them festivals you guys
No,
roll through on tour. Maybe there's
Some big names.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of other ones I've opened up for. I remember the most one. I opened up for 38 Special in Port Huron once, and it was 117 degrees.
Oh. Now
Hold
go
on,
drum.
Lucas.
Yeah.
And it was like a festival stage, and there was like a canopy over the top. But like we played right up like 6 o'clock. So as soon as we started playing, the sun started coming down over the canopy, and it started hitting me right in the face, man.
Oh.
And like as soon as the breeze stopped, I swear I was gonna every time the breeze would stop, I was this close to throwing up. Just
Oof.
and we as soon as we were done, we left because I was like instantly we got to go get water and
Ring out those undies.
Never did see 38 Special. Never never got to sing
Pass.
hold on loosely at the top of my lungs.
Don't let go. So what would be your worst experience on a stage?
That's a good question.
That is.
That's a really good
Because
question.
every time that I've talked to someone who's
Experience.
played, they always talk about like the energy and just how fucking adrenaline rush it is. It's like, all right, add that to like something fucked up.
just
bad.
where you bombed.
Yeah, you're like,
Where you just felt like, is this the worst performance ever?
Chops don't bomb.
hashtag.
Chops don't bomb.
You know
I,
what? That's yeah.
I'm really thinking. I have to think about like just complete train wreck. Like
Hammer drunk or
It
shit
doesn't
just wasn't
necessarily
working
have to
out.
be
Okay.
like your experience,
All
but
right.
like how shit got
Hammer
fucked up
drunk.
in
Yeah,
your
the
presence.
overall show.
Yeah.
You know,
Sound was butt or whatever, you know what I mean?
Like fucking all sound dropped like third into the song, and you're just
You lost
yeah,
power.
there's plenty of times where we'll have a sound check, and everything sounds great, and it'll be hours. They got a board. Yeah, we got a digital board. We're gonna save everything.
We
and then
marked
there's like
it.
yeah.
3 other bands in front of us, and we finally get on stage, and
mics don't work.
it's not even close to
No
the
kick
mix.
drum.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you're trying to be energetic and into it, and all of a sudden your shit's not working right, or.
And you know it doesn't sound right, and you're like, fuck.
But for me, it's really not. I mean, it doesn't bother me so much. I've played in so many different situations where I don't have nothing. You know, I played in. I mean, playing in bands growing up, we didn't have monitors. We didn't have none of that
there was
shit.
no
Fucking none of that. There was no sound check. There wasn't even sound check. What the fuck was the sound check?
We have a fog machine.
No, here, get up and play. Here, set your shit up.
You got
okay?
20 minutes.
Yeah, here we go. You're on
Go.
next. Go. And yeah, that was it. I don't fucking sound check, you know. So I don't feel like some people are spoiled. I think, you know, where they're just all of a sudden, you know, it's their first tour, and we got to be on a tour bus and all this stuff, and they have their in-ear monitors that, you know, they've never even experienced. Like, they have no idea, you know.
You're talking about the dial-up of playing a concert.
Just,
you know what I mean? Like the
yeah,
back in the
right.
day
You
shit.
You haven't
right.
put in the
Like,
time. In the
vocals? What, there was vocals at this show? Like, I
Right.
can't even remember hearing vocals. I just remember playing my ass off and counting the next song. Let's go. All right. Here we go. But yeah, man, I just, I mean, major train wrecks, like nothing where we've been booed off stage or nothing like.
That's a good thing.
It's been.
Yeah,
I've had gigs, you know, where like, you know, okay, here's. Forgive me. I'm not going to name any names.
Is it?
No, it's
Okay.
not. No, I'm not going to name any names. But I was on tour with a band, and before the show, we were in the green room, and this person ate some sushi that was in the green room.
Oh, no.
Probably came
And
from a gas station.
It was like it was in a plastic container.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was
Nothing
definitely
but the
had
best.
barcode on it. So
This is only going to end one of
we
two
get
ways.
about 3 songs. We get about 3 songs into the gig, and I see there's like a door off to the side of the stage, and I see him disappear into this door, and I was like, where the fuck did he go just now? Nothing. I mean, we're still jamming. You know, we're in the middle of the song. Everything's fine. The bass is coming through my monitor. It was great. You know, we're jamming. This is great. And I was like, where the fuck is he going?
No,
And-
I'm sorry to interrupt, but was this person like a guitar player or a singer? Or
He was a bass player.
a bass player. Okay.
And
As soon as he said I could still hear the bass,
Just wanted to
yeah, he was a
just
bass
clarification.
player. Sorry. I mean, I'm trying to keep.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
no, you're
it's
good.
fine. It's fine.
And
If you're going where I think you're going, this person should be proud of what you're about to tell me.
No, he should very well should be proud of this.
Okay, good.
Uh,
Because I think I know where this is headed.
So, okay. So,
door, side stage.
side stage, he comes back out, and he's playing for a little bit, you know, the rest of the the song's over, he goes back into the door, and then comes back out, and I'm like, okay, cool, man. Starts the next song, and we're playing, like, we get through a song, and, like, he hits his pedal, and, like, okay, comes back out. He goes back outside, and he doesn't go all the way in the door this time.
Oh.
I see him bend over, and he's still playing his bass. He's like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? Because, like, he's not like,
Not skipping a beat.
he's not missing at all, you know? And he's bending over, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And he comes back up, and, like, it's like a big whole note, and he, like, wipes his mouth. And I was like, oh, no. He completely painted that back room, the whole gig, with throw up from that sushi, I guess.
Yeah, he painted the walls with that sushi.
But he was such a badass, he'd never missed a beat. And he would sit back there for a whole song, and then he would come back out, hit his pedal, and then walk back behind and back into the door and continue puking. Never skipped a beat.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, my God. It was the most rock and roll
Yeah,
shit.
no shit.
It was like the most rock and roll shit I'd seen to that date, and God bless that man.
What state were you in?
We were in England.
oh, wow.
Oh,
So,
damn.
Yeah, we
Damn.
were far away from home.
So don't trust
So
sushi from
don't-
if
in
he
England.
listens
yeah,
to this,
gas station sushi in England is a
if
no-go.
he hears this, he knows who he is, and I tell him I'd like to tell him that he is the fucking man, and that's some of the most rock and roll shit I've seen to this day.
Yes.
Because that is a fucking pro that just fucking laid it down,
Yeah,
throwing up a whole show.
to be that in control of your body.
And just like
And
I
to
could
have
tell though sometimes Like when he was starting to get bad, he would hit like big whole notes and spots where I know he would like.
He's just trying
do
to fill
stuff,
the,
you know.
Yeah.
And he was, and I was like, okay, because at first he was holding it together, and then, but he still held it together, but he wasn't as, you know.
Shit, I couldn't name anybody that
No,
could
it
play
was
an
still,
instrument on a
regardless,
professional
don't
level
let that
while
take away
just
from-
fucking letting that food poisoning sink in.
I don't want that
'Cause-
to take away from what that he accomplished.
Because you have to figure, not only throwing up, that has to hit you like fever, dizziness.
Yeah, because after the show, he was on the fucking couch in a fetal position. We had to like carry him down to the Sprinter van. It was bad.
Imagine if he would have been the lead guitar player and it was a solo or
dude.
something. You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah,
that
no,
would have stood
dude,
out
that
way
was-
more.
Yeah, he couldn't have pulled that off. I
No.
don't think.
That's why
the
bass
way
players
he
are hard
did
to
it,
find,
though.
man. They are. They're hard to find. Good bass players.
Yeah, I mean, people. Yeah, it's hard to find people that are good at the instruments nobody wants to play.
Who are you? I'm the drummer.
Yeah.
I'm the singer.
Yeah.
I'm the bass player.
Right.
I didn't ask you.
Who's that guy over there?
Well,
Ah,
you
he's a
know,
bass
just
player.
the drummers, and bless his heart, he made it through too. I don't know.
Why would you even test the
I told
waters
singer,
with
I said,
sushi in
He needs
England?
a bonus for that.
Do you remember your first show in front of people?
In a band.
Sure.
In a band, it was at the Cross Street Station in Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Okay.
It was with this. I had. I was at the. Remember the Taylor Mall at the Southland Mall. There
Oh,
was
yeah.
The Wurlitzer. And they had the guitar room.
Wow.
So in the guitar room, there was like this picture of Beavis and Butthead. And I was like, oh, it was like a moth to a flame, right? I was like, I'm 13 years old, and it was like, you know, influences are Led Zeppelin, you know, Motley Crue, blah, blah, blah. And at the bottom of the thing, it said, must be able to play Rush. And I was like, at that time, I was like soaking all of that in. My dad had showed me the Chronicles collection, you know, with all the hits, and took me to go see the show at the Palace
Really?
Nice.
in
Oh, okay.
'95.
All right.
So just so that's, you know.
Yeah.
But, so I took one of the you know how they used to cut
The number,
all,
yeah,
the
the phone
numbers
number.
at the bottom, you know, they were all cut off. So I took one. My dad called him and pretended he was only like 40 at the time, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to come try out for your band." And these guys are like 18, 19 years old, you know. They're like, "Okay, they, you know, not a
Sure
whole
thing, Pops.
Not
Yeah.
a whole lot of responses apparently. So
See you
like,
next
yeah,
week.
come on out. And so I went with him and set up the drums, you know, and he was like, I'm gonna let my son play first. And we went into a couple songs, and it was pretty evident that they're like, okay.
Nice.
You were 13?
I was 13 years old.
Damn.
I'm surprised my dad let me do it. You know, but
Well, you had to recognize
your
talent.
dream.
I mean,
was applying.
shit, dude.
It was like I was applying what I was learning to a band now, and it was like my education on how to be
progressing the hobby into
in a
profession.
band and
Yeah.
not rely on the recording that I'm listening to
Right.
provide the.
Not playing drums by yourself
Now-
in
oh,
a
shit.
room.
Yeah.
Now I need to find out how to play in pocket, and I was all over the place, man. I was just like,
You weren't what they
Hey.
were looking for.
I know I was exactly. I was better than the 18-year-old dude they had playing drums already.
Oh, they gave you got the gig then.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
the gig,
Oh,
and
nice.
I'm actually am friends with the bass player to this day. And every year we have a tradition that I go over to his house on Christmas Eve and help him set up his presents for the kids, his like 3 boys.
Oh wow.
That's
And,
awesome.
Like, they do it cool too, man, because like they get cool shit, right? He's like a Star Wars
Nerd.
guy, you know, like super guy. He's got like the collection and everything, and he's got some pretty cool shit, and he always gets his kids cool shit. So every year he wraps all the stuff that is from him and his wife. So me and him,
the fun part.
we get fucking ripped, and we set
Putting
up all
the
this-
Lego shit
Yeah,
like
hell yeah,
oh.
we get it. We set up all these cool Star Wars toys and shit, man. It's
yeah.
so much fun.
So you pretty much just get fucked up and play with toys for
yeah,
an evening
yeah,
while
yeah.
bullshitting.
Grown ass man.
Yeah, that sounds
Yes.
horrible.
Yeah, no.
grown
It's
man
Christmas
shit.
Eve, you know, we have a little eggnog and shit. And it's a
Yeah.
good time.
Awesome.
Jam
But yeah,
some
we,
Rush.
it's crazy. Of course. Well,
Here and there.
yeah, you know, it's not really. Sometimes if it's on.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll lead me in my next question. What are you into now? What are you listening to?
Oh shit!
You're out on tour. You're doing your thing. What's in your
I'm so into
headphones?
Stevie Wonder right now.
Stevie Wonder.
Love it.
Okay.
I mean, like I'm on such a Stevie Wonder kick right now. Just like it's like to me just so funky for me. I'm such in like a funky mood, right? Like for period. Like I'm always in that kind of. I'm trying to find the funky side of things, you know. And
Yeah.
he's just exudes like this. Every song is just like, just got this way about it that's just
Good stuff.
It's always funky. It's always seems like the right thing to do. It's always classy. It's always, I don't know. Some songs are weird, but it's always cool. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's always like.
We actually were talking about this because I always talk to Chops, and one day I was sitting around bored, and I was like, man, I need something new to listen to. He's like, Stevie Wonder. And I put it on, and we got to talking about the house band for Motown Records. You remember when we were talking about that?
Yeah, the
Funk Brothers.
Funk Brothers.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a house band at the time.
Yeah.
For all
those
people,
studios
dude.
back in the day had
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, there was the Funk Brothers here in Motown. There was the Wrecking Crew.
Yep, out in New York.
And was that in L.A. or maybe? I can't remember where all of them are from. I'm a terrible musician.
Well, I think
My
most of the
history.
Wrecking Crew started out in New York, and then they moved to L.A., much like
and then
Motown
the ones, there was the guys down in Muscle Shoals.
did. Yep, the Swampers.
So Motown
No, wait, is it
had their
Swamp?
guys.
I didn't even know these
Hey,
people
man.
Yeah,
existed.
they were
I thought
all-
it was.
yeah.
There's wonderful documentaries on all of them.
Yes.
Is there? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Standing in the
Yes, sir.
Shadows of Motown is for the
There
Funk
you go.
Brothers. Fantastic.
Stevie Wonder, though.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
good
really
shit.
into it,
I mean,
man. I was just.
Do you think that's because you're coming off playing country music for so long now?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been what, four or 5 years, right? 3 or 4 years now. You've been
It was 6.5, 7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
Okay.
I played country music. Yeah. on the
Like I
road.
said, I saw you in Pontiac. That was
Yeah.
2
I
Februarys
started
ago.
in
So
September of 2011.
yeah, just a gig, and then it
Yeah, it was like
spiraled
this, hey,
or
man,
what?
We need a drummer for this road gig real quick. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. I've never been on tour before. Okay, yeah. I
Let's
wanna-
do this.
Yeah, let's jump right in.
Yeah, I was. Give me the van. Let me give me the van code. I'm in.
I remember talking to you that night at that show in February, and you were like, "We're this close to a tour bus." You know, like we're almost at the point where we're gonna pay for a bus.
I didn't know what I was talking about.
That was all in my mind.
Yeah, that was. Now I know what it actually takes to have that, and we were so far off, and it's
Really?
so far off. I mean, I don't play with them anymore, but it's still. I don't know.
Takes a
You
lot
at
Takes a
least
lot.
know what that level
Just
requires.
think to yourself, $1,000 a day.
Jesus.
per person.
No, just for the
Just
for
in
the bus.
general.
whole bus.
Oh, yeah, I
Just
mean,
in
it's still a
general.
lot of fucking money.
$1,000 a
Shit.
day to have one.
And how long were tours typically? 2-3 months. I mean,
Can be anywhere from weeks to months.
yeah,
So you're talking like
100,
$100,000 ballpark?
150 days.
30,000 per
Yeah.
month.
For the year. I mean, that's with the driver and like
All
you're
the
renting
fuel
bus.
and the bus. Yeah.
You can buy one, but you got to take care of it and you got
Yeah.
to drive it and you got to have someone that can.
True.
maintain it,
Right.
insurance. That's a big,
Which I'm
big
sure
all
thing.
that.
insurance on one of those fucking
Is
things
retarded.
not
Yeah,
cheap.
you're
Yeah,
looking at
'cause,
up to a dozen people on one at any given time, right? I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
even if
And
it's
then
just
you-
for a
it's
2-hour
there's like-
stretch.
and
you
then
gotta
the-
Factor in for
Like,
insurance.
The equipment that's on there and fucking.
Yeah, 12 bunks in the middle.
Good God.
You know, apparently
Things get pricey. They can get pricey.
Yeah, you hit a deer or something, man.
Bad news.
That happens.
You got to make a claim. You know, your shit goes up. Especially when you're driving all around the country, dude. You never know what
Not
the
if you
fuck
have
you're
Liberty
getting into.
Mutual, you could actually forgive this.
The first one is forgiven.
I already
First
used
one's
it.
free.
I already used it on my friend, my roommate's boyfriend. I backed into his car, like an asshole, and like, so I made a claim. Yeah.
Did you use the app? Oops.
No, I did old school version. I called him on the old telly, and he got a check, but I don't think he ever fixed his car.
You didn't fuck it up bad, or
No, I backed right into that shit. Yeah, I could put a big old dent in the side, and there's a big old dent in the side of mine. It's outside actually.
yeah.
He's like, we should see it in a little
Yeah.
bit.
We're gonna go live here in a minute.
Yeah. On location.
On location. There's a shitty dent on my side of my car. And now I can't Uber anymore.
Because of
I
the
got this
dent.
dent in my car. They don't-
What?
Can't,
Damn.
Apparently you can't have a shitty looking car or
Yeah.
look like you're gonna kidnap people. You know?
Yeah.
They
Just
a
because I
white-
have free candy
white
spray
cargo
painted on
van.
the side.
Imagine you order an Uber and I pull up in some dented ass car.
Roll down the window, rushes flame, like,
Yeah,
get in, man.
yeah,
Come on.
Let's go.
Let's
I got
go.
It's got to be a
DVD player.
discounted Uber ride, dude.
I got a DVD player that's playing Rush 30 right now. Fucking
I got a fucking light set up in there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Get in, man. Get in. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Let's go.
I hope you like the deep cuts.
Only the deep
I would
cuts.
jump into that Uber if I got the
I
chance
probably
for
would
that.
too, yeah.
It's a short ride, so you only get one song.
Fuck it. I'd be
Do you
in.
get to pick the song?
I mean, yeah, sure. I'm
Hey,
see
fuck
why
it, let's
not,
go.
Right? I got all the CDs. I'm a nerd right there.
Do they
rush
require
all the
you to
time.
have like
All rush all
phone
the
chargers for people and shit in that,
they,
or
they don't require.
It's recommended.
just a nice thing to have for people, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have like this DVD player in my van, so I would like put Office Space in there.
Nice.
And like, hey, you guys want to watch a movie? And I put on Office Space, and people lose their shit and get all these.
it's a cool Uber ride.
Oh yeah, I get all kinds of messages and like,
Tips go up.
oh yeah,
Constant 5-star
yeah, it's
ratings.
cool.
You know.
I've had drunk people in my car. I've had. I drove election night.
Oh yeah.
And I was picking people up, and I had no idea what was going on, because I was just driving, and all of a sudden, like, people I was picking up were fucking pissed. They were all pissed off, man. I was like, what's going on? Holy shit. And they were, like, talking about Trump winning, and I was just like, oh, my God.
Where were you living at this time?
I was in
Here?
Nashville.
Oh,
I
in
was
Nashville? Okay.
Yeah, I was
Oh, okay.
driving downtown, like, in the mix of it all, man, just taking all these hipsters around, and they were so fucking pissed. Like as the night progressed,
End of the
got
world.
drunker and more pissed off.
Pissed.
I got more pissed and drunker as the night went on, and just I was like,
It was
okay,
probably- it was
like
probably
midnight hit, and I was like, okay, I think I'm done for the night. I'm gonna get beat up here in a minute.
Turn this off.
Right.
How long have you lived in Nashville?
I moved in 2015, so it'll be 4 years next month.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Was it just a tip? Did you know somebody that went there?
Yeah,
What
it's
was
funny. I had moved out of the place I was in East Point, and then my dad was like, "Well, you always wanted to move to Nashville," so I was like, "Okay," and I started contacting people down there, and I got a hold of my friend Sarah Potenza, and she said, "Well, there's a friend of mine that lives, or we just moved into a place, and there's a girl upstairs that needs a roommate." I was like, "Okay, I'm not trying to be a weirdo or anything. Make sure she knows I'm cool, And we had talked a little bit, and we had got on the phone, and I pretty much told her I wasn't a creep. I swear, and
She's heard that before.
I moved in, and we lived together for a little while, like a year, a little over a year, and it was great. She was a great roommate. And
She was always
We
gone.
either I was gone or she was gone. She
gone,
tours too. Her name's Lily Hyatt. Hi, Lily, if she's listening.
Hi,
And,
Lily.
Hi.
She's awesome. She's out there killing it right now. She's got an album out, and but then I moved out and got a place in the north side of Nashville and Madison. And
So what is it? The scene that keeps you there? What is it that
yeah, I mean, there's always opportunities. I do have things going on there that projects that I play with, all kinds of different projects. It's just. There's just more people there that's an industry.
It's a bumping city.
Oh yeah,
It is.
I've heard.
I
it's-
drove through it
it's
once, and
fun
it
as
was
hell.
fucking like surprising.
It's fun. In the summertime, it is bumping as a motherfucker. Like downtown on Broadway, sometimes like we'll play gigs. We're in the tiny little bar. There's 200-300 people and trying to cram in.
Shit.
On weekends, on the weekends in the summertime, it's more packed than like a New York City
Really?
sidewalk.
Is
Because you gotta figure all
is
the
weather
tourists
nice
and-
there all year?
yeah, well,
I mean, I've never been to
it's-
Nashville.
I
so
always
don't-
ask
it
him the
gets a
same
little
question.
cold. It gets a little cold. I mean, sometimes
cold like here or
You're not getting the negatives down there.
hoodie. You can wear a hoodie.
It's hoodie
Right.
weather.
Right.
Okay.
All right. We're just ending barbecue weather.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
We're
fucking
talking
like late December.
45, 50 degrees.
Oh shit, dude!
Sounds rough.
Sign
So
me
far,
up.
but-
T-shirt weather for
Sign
But,
me up.
but it does get cold. It will get cold down into the teens sometimes. But
Yeah.
Like at nighttime.
yeah,
Right. Okay.
Not a
You'll
bunch of
get like
snow.
a dusting, but they will get a little bit of snow, and shit shuts the fuck down.
Of course.
But and I've come to realize why, because in Nashville it's very hilly, and there's lots of
Sliding.
it's big, yeah. And I mean, if it's just a little bit slick, you can't get up. Some people can't get out of their driveways because it's like a hill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not economical for them to keep the resources on hand to
Salt the
combat that.
roads,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't have big salt.
Everybody take the day
They
off.
do,
Yeah,
they do, but that's for like when shit really goes down and
Yeah.
they need to like, catastrophe. 5
had
inches,
to,
5 inches of snow. They
5
can't-
inches, right?
I had to white knuckle it through West Virginia on a mountain with snow on the road.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
was
man.
terrible.
That sounds like a horrible
Okay.
time.
Terrible.
Another
Worst
tour
experience
story.
ever.
We were driving in like northeastern Oregon, Idaho border, and it is like there's this storm coming through. It's like an ice storm, and it's nighttime, and we're driving in a van and trailer, and I'm watching these trucks just kind of go off the side of these.
You just see lights start to scatter.
We start going up. It's mountainous, we're going through these mountains, and like trucks are just going up this hill and kind of just going off to the side. And I'm going, what in the fuck is going on? So I just kind of lay down, and I'm like, I don't even want to. I want part of this.
Hey, if this is gonna happen, I
Yeah.
don't want to be awake
I'm
when
just,
it happens.
I don't want to see this. I'm just going to lay down. And we had an experienced Michigan driver at the helm. He knew what to do. We had a trailer though, so all of a sudden, like I'm laying down and you can feel the car go a little sideways, and I get up and the trailer,
It's next to you.
the trailer is coming around, right?
Oh shit!
And I look up and I look over and I'm like, okay. And I look who's driving. I was like, all right, we got this, And he straightened it out, right? And we got it going again. And the man in the passenger seat, though, was from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Oh, losing his shit.
He couldn't have backed up any further in that seat. His ass chewed right through the back of that thing, man. I mean, his boots wore holes in the bottom.
He lost
the bottom
5
of it.
years of his life with that ride.
Oh my God! Because he had never been through much anything like that, and he didn't know that the guy could.
He knows what he's doing.
I'll never forget the look on his face. Just
At least was he screaming?
he let out a couple, dude.
Okay. Because you don't want to put too much pressure on the driver.
He didn't
'cause-
girl scream or anything like that.
He's reaching for the oh shit handles the whole time. How long were you guys driving through that?
Hmm.
A couple hours? A few hours?
Yeah, we were on our way to Seattle because, like, for some reason, we were. I think where were we? We always did this in studio in Seattle at like 1 p.m. and Seattle was always like 12 hours away from the gig we did the night before. So we would have to drive through the night to get to Seattle to play this in studio to promote the show in Seattle.
So somebody
At 1
wasn't
p.m.
sleeping because they had to
right,
drive.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So we would all sleep and then take turns the best we could. But yeah, it was treacherous that, for some reason it was winter, I think. It's like, what are we doing?
Well,
Why are
don't
we
it
going
rain
through
every day out there or something?
That's what they want you to
lot.
think, so you don't move out there because it's fucking gorgeous.
No. I think the people that live there complain about it more than people visiting.
Well, I've heard like Seattle and Florida, it rains every day. Just
It's-
In Florida,
for
it's
minutes.
certain- yeah,
like
for like
in
a
the
but it's,
morning,
it
in
rains
the
every
morning,
day.
They got like it's a mist. There's like a
Okay.
and it,
The
by
marine
then-
layer
Yeah,
fucking-
and then it burns off, and
Okay.
the dolphins start jumping around and shit, and it's a fucking paradise.
We haven't seen the sun in Michigan for like 2 months now.
It's
already,
been,
so
yeah.
I
We
know.
only get 4 months.
And
of
we're not
winter,
even
so
in
it's-
January.
I've been here
brutal.
for 24 hours. I'm already depressed.
It sucks, dude. This time of year, it sucks around here.
I expected this.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, and the roads too, man. That's a big difference.
They've been
super
redoing a
spoiled
lot of
now
them.
in Tennessee because everything's so nice and the roads don't crack. And
You get up here, you're
Man,
dodging
You
Soon
get
as-
spoiled elsewhere.
listen though, man, it's seriously fucked up. As soon as you cross the border, man, you know you're in Michigan because it's like
yeah.
boom. You're like, oh shit, we're in fucking Michigan. Here we go.
Coming in through Ohio.
Yeah.
It's like, welcome to Michigan. And just
right.
shit goes
I need to throw it in
fucking-
4-wheel
Oh,
drive all of a
man.
sudden. Damn.
It sucks, dude. They've been redoing a lot of the roads, though. If you notice, like
Yeah.
Pelham got redone.
My parents'
Goddard.
road got finally repaved after like 20-something years.
It was shit.
Recently?
Yeah.
I haven't been down there in a couple days, so
It's considered
Maybe a
like
couple weeks, I would
it's
say.
considered like a city road because it's
yeah. Yeah.
they just caught the end of it. Lucky them. It's just they still live
About
in
time.
Still the house I grew up in. Surprisingly.
Right there off Goddard, right?
Yeah, they let me sleep in my old room. It's
It's gotta be kind of weird.
yeah.
Still set up the same way?
No.
No.
A little
no,
smaller.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
There's a tanning
Yeah.
bed there now. It's nice.
Yeah. They keep putting their old beds up there, and I'm the guy that gets to sleep in
The lumpy ass mattresses and
the
shit,
used, rolled on, just
amongst other things.
Yeah.
Of all the places you've seen, on tour and whatnot, recording different things,
Sure.
what's the worst spot you've ever been in?
worst.
Like the
spot
worst
I've-
time you've ever had in a city or state or country. I mean, shit, it could have been overseas. I don't know.
Boring city.
Yeah, whatever.
Or
One time in England,
If there's
we stopped to get
anything
sushi.
Yeah.
That sounds
Besides
terrible.
that.
That was terrible. That's a bad idea.
The worst. The breakfast in Germany was terrible.
Was it
Yeah.
supposed to be like an American type breakfast, or
It
was
was
it just
like
weird?
lunch meats,
Yeah.
and like there was no American nothing about it. It was like a brunch kind of deal. It was weird.
I'm hungry now, and that doesn't sound all too bad.
Let's not talk about that. The worst.
I'm hungry too. We should order a pizza.
One of the worst gigs, though, all I can think about is temperature, because that one gig was the worst.
117
Man, that was
degrees.
just so bad. But the coldest gig I ever played was up in Traverse City. We did like this beer festival, and they had these heaters on the stage, and they blew in like this they were behind me. They were like even with me in the drum kit, and they were blowing onto the stage. So I was in like this triangle of frigid air.
Vortex on stage.
And it was like underneath the tent was coming up, and it was blowing right up my back. And I didn't have, I couldn't wear like a big coat because I'm,
drumming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm drumming,
I'm
I'm
that
active,
movement.
Right.
I'm a bigger dude. I don't need any extra fucking any extra resistance. So, and that whole gig, man, I just had this frigid, like
Arctic
Traverse City,
wind right up
Traverse
that ass
City,
crack.
Northern Michigan air blowing up your ass.
man, and it was like.
But could you see
I-
like the singer and
I
the
was
guitar
starting
player
to like
just being
stiffen
fine?
up. I was starting to like stiffen up, like my joints were starting to stop working. I couldn't
God.
I was starting to not be able to play, and it was starting to. I was getting looks and stuff like, what the hell was that, man?
Hey, you just missed a
I
cymbal.
tried to
What's
do
going
a
on?
feel like, fuck, my arms don't work. Oh shit.
When the bass player turned around, were you like, "Fuck you, I'm not puking, buddy"?
Yeah, right.
Turns around, he's like, "Whoa, so hot with these heaters."
Yeah, oh, too many sodas.
So it is.
Yeah. Oh man. There is probably a lot of memories that I could say that I just can't recall.
Right.
Yeah.
You're kind of on the spot.
I'd
No
have
big
to
deal.
relive them. There's
Like
but
it or not.
it's hard to say because like especially touring with Whitey, we always had there was bad shows where nobody was at them and stuff like that, and we'd all just get hammered and do drunk people shit, but nothing that was like too embarrassing. We always had our shit together as far as the people in the band, and we were always pro enough to keep it all together. There was never any like major catastrophes on stage
Did it,
Nobody
always,
passing
that
out.
I can
or
recall.
did it always feel like work? Like, I mean, people get
No.
there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, the challenge just becomes dealing with each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
being that
That's
close
always-
together for
See the
on
same
the road,
people
doing the
hardest
show.
all
part,
day
man.
fucking long for sure.
They always talk about it being like a marriage, and it's not like a marriage. It's worse.
It's like prison.
It's you in a marriage, you get to go to work and be away from that person for 8 hours. You work and sleep and hang out with these people all day long. It's 24/7.
Right.
Traveling, the
you know,
gigs,
we're not,
the downtime.
we're not fucking, we're not the Bee Gees. We don't get all our own hotel rooms.
Yeah.
So
You
we're
guys gotta
sharing.
worry
I've
about
had to share.
eating
I've had to
together.
fucking
Yeah.
share a bed with another grown man on tour for years.
You like that though.
that was
No homo.
that was those were the.
He's not saying no homo on
No
that
homo.
though.
No.
No homo.
One big blanket.
Yeah, you ain't lived until you share another man a bed with a man that's larger than you.
Oh yeah.
You got to be the little spoon.
Larger than me.
What? Larger than you?
Big old suckers.
So
You have to put a pillow wall. That is
the pillow wall
Yeah.
is
Pillow
the
that
wall.
center.
is
Key,
the,
yes.
the key, because now you know your boundary, and if something does happen, the pillow wall is there.
Mm-hmm.
We
First
started,
line of defense.
We started a GoFundMe to build this pillow wall.
Got 4 million.
It's gonna be
pillows.
huge.
Yeah,
It's
we got
million.
4 million
It's gonna be the
pillows. I
biggest
won't have
pillow
to-
wall you ever seen.
You know, come
Mexico's
share.
gonna pay
I
for it.
mean, the biggest man ever could come share a bed with me. I got pillow walls for days.
It's just man code.
Self-funded.
What?
Right.
Have you ever like when you initially started playing with a band or a new group? Have you ever like started playing like got goosebumps or just like holy shit?
I mean, yeah,
Or is
there'd
it
be
just more-
guitar players where it's kind of like chasing the dragon for me now, man. Like, whenever it's mainly like lead guitar players, like I play along with the lead guitar player a lot, especially like during solos and stuff like that. I'm listening to what they're playing, and if they repeat any kind of rhythmic ideas, I sometimes try to support those and just play along with them. Like if they start to play triplets over something, I'll start doing a triplet fill, and it just little things like that make it sound tighter. I could have never played with that person before, but it makes it sound like we've done it 1,000 times. And that's like the showbiz aspect of the whole thing. You know, you want it. I mean, every time you play, you want it to make it sound like you
Like
know
you've
what you're
played it
doing.
100.
Yeah, you know what you're doing.
Times.
Old
know,
hat, fucking. It's not like the first time.
Right.
Yeah. Don't give up that vibe.
So whenever I get with a good guitar player, like I play with this guy. He's actually from here. He's from Roseville, but I play with a lot of them in Nashville. His name's Shane Sanders. Me and him, like I'm always listening to what Shane's playing, and we're always bouncing stuff off of each other, and it's so much fun to be able to do that. And it rubs off because we're up there having fun and laughing. I'm laughing at him for playing some dumb shit on guitar or something, you know, and I'll follow him off the bridge on some crazy rhythm or something, and we'll come back on the one and start laughing. That translates out into the crowd, and the crowd sees that we're having that much fun playing.
They pick up on it.
And
yeah.
they start
Yeah.
having fun. You know, the bar tabs go up. And, you know,
We get invited back.
yeah, you know,
More
so,
money.
but it's just all about you're the vibe you're giving off on stage directly translates to the people watching you. I've seen it a million times now, you know, and it's not a coincidence. If I'm up there having a blast, that's all I get. Like, those are the compliments. They go, dude, it looks like you're having so much fun up there. Well, fuck
You're like,
yeah.
I am. Funny that
what?
you mention it.
Right. Guess what? I get paid.
Right? The more fun you have in the crowd, the more money I'm going to make
Right.
overall.
Well, still,
Shit.
but I mean, yes, it's nice to be able to make a living doing it, but the gift of it all is doing what you love, and it's honest.
Oh, yeah.
It's not,
Absolutely.
not working at all. I mean, it's work nowadays. You gotta, you know, which I'm terrible at. I'll be the first one to admit is just, you know, I don't have any kind of social media game really, but being on top of that, and nowadays anybody can do it. You
Yeah.
know, if you got the chops,
It's there.
If you're
The
good
tools-
enough.
The tools are out there.
I follow this guy on Instagram, and he's always yelling inspirational quotes, and he's like, it don't matter if you yell or if you whisper. If you're good enough, people will hear you. You know what I mean? And especially nowadays when you can put, you know, your phone and Instagram and Facebook and all that social media, it's like you can be your own publicist now. You can be your own distribution. You can be all of that. You don't need
No.
companies to do that shit anymore. You can do it all on your own.
I know from hearing these guys talk, it seems like it's a ton of extra. I mean, not extra work, but it's a ton of work.
It's a second
have
job.
that,
Of course,
yeah.
no,
Absolutely.
of course,
It
you
is
gotta-
a
you
second
gotta-
job.
I mean, that goes without saying. I mean, it's work to
It's
do,
selective, though.
but you don't
It's
have
as
to.
much as you put into
Yeah,
it.
right.
You know?
It's available at your fingertips.
Right.
And
If you
it's
want to
all
spend
on
6 to
you.
8 hours a day, you can get as much out there as possible. You know, if you have 45 minutes a day, your message is a little smaller. That's all.
Yeah.
But
And back in the day, you couldn't
fuck no.
you couldn't directly message somebody and go, "Hey,
Check this band out.
Check this out," or
Yeah.
"Hey, you guys are awesome. We want to work together." Blah blah blah. And you would
Look
have
where
to,
I'm at tonight.
You would
Come on
have to
out.
know somebody,
Anything.
or get sign the mailing list. You know.
Or have someone in common, like a mutual friend.
Right. You know, and which also is the biggest way I think a band can get big today is word of mouth is still the best, I think,
Oh, yeah.
form of advertising. You can show me a video or something, or I can see a billboard of something or see a commercial on TV, but if I hear something from a friend
That
or
you
a
trust, yeah.
source that I respect their opinion, I'll have more of a chance of checking it out, you know, and you're more likely to get your message across. And the way you get people to talk is to be good. And people are starting to see the bullshit these days of people really just being a face instead of a talent.
True.
And they're demanding, real people are demanding real music now. And that's going to, there's still a market for people to do real shit, you know what I mean? And I don't know what I was going to say.
You were going to say cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Speaking of which,
And that quote is a good segue.
Which, yeah, segue. Beer of the week.
I just noticed the name of this.
Owl Modillo.
No.
Beard's Brewery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beards.
Yeah, it was a gift.
They're from up north. Yeah, I want to say
Petoskey.
thank you real quick to Aunt Julie from Gaylord. She came down to do the Dearborn Greenfield Village lights for the weekend, and she stopped and got us a 6-pack of this beer
Yeah.
because it's out of our
It's out of our
distribution
area.
area.
oh, nice.
We would have to drive to Jackson, Michigan, for
Right.
the closest place to purchase this.
And hope they have.
Ain't got
hope-
time
Hope
for all
they
that
have.
shit.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Life
Gotta
is a
call ahead.
motherfucker.
Yeah, no shit. Put it on hold. Luckily enough, we were gifted.
It was a lovely gift, too. It was nice.
Yeah.
So, straight out of Petoskey, Michigan, we are trying Owl Modillo IPA from Beard's Brewery. It's a bright American IPA featuring Mosaic and Amarillo hops. It's pretty light, in my opinion, for an IPA. The hops aren't as, like, punch you in the face
Agreed.
on the first initial taste.
I don't know.
They're more on the ass end, in my opinion.
It's a tolerable level for me. I'm not an IPA drinker whatsoever. And
No.
Yeah.
I was not turned off by it like I normally am by IPAs, which says a lot, I think.
We've had some IPAs on the show where it was just like, hey, here's all the hops.
Brutal. Yeah, right up front.
Straightforward.
Hopsplosion.
Yeah, smack.
It would make you feel like if you're drinking a Squirt or a Faygo Arctic Sun, it'd be like we're just water.
Soda.
Fago. I'm going to have to take me some Fagos down to the old Nashtown, man.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be nice.
I'm going to have to tumble
Real
with
nice.
some of the predators, you know.
So, Armadillo, the beer, not the weird hybrid, wise but guarded spirit animal, features a light, clean, and malt base to deliver a delicious close dose, because reading's tough, dose of Mosaic hops to your taste buds. Pairs well with your need for a delicious IPA. I would say that this would be a good summer beer, or late summer, early fall.
By the lake, fishing maybe.
Yeah, nice outdoor setting.
Doesn't zap you out of your experience you're having.
This is
Take a
I'm good
drink.
with all that.
It's very light. It's not.
That's all fair.
I mean,
I second that. It's 7.6%. So
that makes sense.
yeah, it doesn't taste that strong. It tastes like a 4 or 5% in my opinion. I don't think it sneaks up on you too much. I'm only 2 in, so I think it's all right. Oh,
There you go.
I've just been offered a third.
There you go.
I like it.
Do it. Do it.
Eventually, we'll get there. I like it, surprisingly. I'm not a big fan of IPAs, but it reminds me a bit of El Dancarino.
Yikes.
Well, not as strong, but just because the hoppiness is more subtle in the taste. But it's very light and refreshing. I'm enjoying it.
Expert opinion.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of different beers. You can tell.
We're
that
starting
much.
to get there.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning of our little
It's
journey.
a wide palate.
Thanks.
Call me later.
I was going to say I've heard better fat jokes, but
I gave it a 2.75
2.75
on the Untapped app.
Okay. I'm gonna have to up it a bit. I'm
Oh, shit. Damn.
let's see, do my official rating.
You know what Untapped is?
No, sir.
I'm gonna
Just
go
an app on the phone where craft beers, different beers, you
It's
go
like
on,
a database
yeah,
that people
log
can
in,
learn.
rate it,
That's
review
awesome.
it,
I'll
That
show
is
you while
awesome.
I'm doing
bottle
this.
can.
Yeah.
I'm officially
What it
rating
tastes like.
mine 3.5 out of 5. I'm enjoying it.
Solid.
Okay.
Solid.
Whoa.
Rating. Oh, nice. You can choose what it was. Can.
And what do the breweries put it on to the app, or is it
I'm not
a
sure how that-
user thing? Or?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that all works out, to be honest with you. It's just all there, and I just play along.
Right. It just works. Just works somehow.
Whatever you want.
That's awesome.
Grapefruity a little bit.
It's been pretty cool for us as a show.
Jay, did you hear my question to John?
I see.
Toast 'em. Like,
Nice.
hey, good job. No, I did not. I was
I
busy.
was when you were explaining it to him. I asked John if that app, if the breweries put their beers onto the app, or if this is all user generated type stuff.
I'm not quite sure.
Right.
I do know that Arbor Brewing is very. They go on there quite a bit.
Right. Check
So,
it, see where everybody's
yeah.
at as far as.
So if you like, oh, I just tried Arbor Brewing's strawberry shortcake or this or had this, like they'll go on and they'll cheers you or leave you a comment like, hey, did you like it? Or thanks for the review. Or thanks for this. They'll interact more.
Well, it's nice to know what your customers are
Exactly.
thinking about.
And it's a great tool for the brewers. And I do believe a lot of them are on there watching this and going, oh, man, people didn't like that. And they'll look at their complaints or look at what they liked of the beer.
People are very passionate about
yeah.
brews too. So
These days,
Especially around here.
oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We got quite a few.
It was a genius idea on the Untapped people for
Yeah.
coming out with that.
Yeah, that's
I don't
quite
typically drink
comprehensive.
beers like that. I'm probably
You're
sure
not a,
I've
yeah.
just probably had the wrong ones. You know what I'm saying?
It's I mean, it's hit or miss for him. If it's
Yeah.
something like John could love, I could fucking hate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
I've heard it.
what was the beer of the year? The founders, no, not ours.
Oh, shit.
The craft beer. It was all day IPA.
Oh, yeah, the Session or
Yeah.
whatever it was called.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
because it won like
What's-
best.
No, it was Two Hearted Ale.
Oh yeah, it was Two Hearted.
Yeah.
Bell's Two Hearted.
Bells, Yeah.
You see that? I see that all over the country.
It's everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It has that.
Everywhere.
I'm
What-
not a fan.
What is the beer that everybody goes nuts for?
Oberon,
around
baby.
here.
The orange slice.
Oberon.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
That
It's
one.
like a local place.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
there was
Bell's.
another one.
Pretty sure it's Bell's.
It's got hops in its name. What the fuck?
Hop
is
Slam.
Hop Slam.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
another
goes
one.
fucking
Hop
nuts for
Solution.
that.
Hop
is
Solution.
the second one. Yeah.
So this shit sells out.
Oh, albeit when it first comes out because it's a
Right
very
before.
limited release because it's only
Right.
specific to that time of year. But like some of those, I'm not a fan of. But that's me.
Right.
That's my taste.
Exactly.
But apparently, throughout the fucking country, everyone else is like, "Oh God,
Yeah.
that was too hearted."
Hop slammy.
I wish my one buddy
Hop Slam
would
me.
reach out to you guys. The dude that's
Yeah.
fucking crazy beer
Sponge?
on his Insta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his shit's fucking awesome. I
Dude,
like
he's
following his
got
page.
all types of shit on that motherfucker, dude. He's like all into it,
Oh
dude.
God, yeah. We're trying to step our game up.
Message him, dude. I mean, it doesn't.
He
hurt.
likes our
Right.
pictures.
I've
we
told
like
him
his.
100 times. I've talked to him on text messages. Shit, I'm like, dude, just hit him up. You know,
As
a
soon as
couple.
we get capable for phone-in interviews.
Dude, he's local. He only lives in Southgate.
oh, well,
Oh
shit.
shit! Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's only
Let's
fucking
get him over
20
here.
minutes
Yeah,
away. Not
shit.
even.
I'll go pick him up in my van right now.
Right.
I got Skittles. Come on in.
Yep.
Office Space playing.
Don't mind the dents.
You're gonna have to sit on the floor.
That's just my blood. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think you guys would get along with him. I mean, especially if
Beer.
beer. If
Beer's
you know what I'm saying?
fantastic.
Yeah.
He might have some insight that you guys don't know about. Vice
Guaranteed,
versa, you
he
know what I'm
has
saying?
insight that we.
he has his Instagram is just loaded with beers, dude. Like that's all this dude works and drinks beer.
I'm into it.
Yeah, man. What is gotta be into something.
Yeah, he's a super cool cat too.
We all need something to get along.
That's true. So we had homework.
Yeah, we did.
Did we do our homework?
Yeah,
You better.
Phone here.
All right.
Someone will be angry.
All right, I'm going to warn you now.
Okay.
We both had the Reddit.
We did.
I'm not familiar with Reddit.
He's still dipping the toes in
Yeah.
to the Reddit scene.
Let me pause this.
I am as well.
Okay, I'm going to hand
Fantastic
my phone
place
around
to
the
go.
room here. I want you to look. I found a video
Oh, okay.
on Reddit.
Oh,
Okay,
my.
I'm sure I could have found it anywhere else, but I
you
happened
found
to
it
be
on
on
Reddit.
Reddit and I found it.
You fulfilled your.
Just watch the video all the way through. I'm going to describe it as you guys watch it. There's a man who appears to be upset with another person. They're kind
That
of going
will
back and
happen.
forth, right?
I just seen Bill Pheers' facial expression.
Yeah. The man gets upset. A drink gets thrown in his face.
Oh, I seen the drink.
Yep. There's a
His
second
Oh,
drink.
second drink. His
Keep
friend's
watching.
trying to hold him
and
back.
then
A chair.
boom, a chair
Out of fucking
hits him
nowhere.
in the face. It looks like the chair you're sitting in,
A
too.
heavy wooden
Wooden chair.
Yes.
Yeah, that's no joke.
And the crossbeam underneath is what hits him in the face, and it looks really, really severe.
He just wiped off the second shot.
He looked
of
very
whatever.
cocky after the
He did.
second drink
Yeah.
hits his face. Like,
Until that chair hit his face, he
I'ma
was
whoop
like,
your ass,
"Oh,
right?
this is
I
going
get
down."
sprayed like that on a nightly basis, so you ain't gonna.
But that man didn't
You're not
pay
gonna do
for
that.
it, so
no. The cocky look after the second drink hits
Oh
his
my
face when he
God.
wipes
Yeah.
it, and he's like,
Oh,
"All
yeah.
right, motherfucker, boom."
he's
chair.
not a small dude. He looks
That's-
pretty tall too.
right.
That's just a Saturday
One
night
drink.
for me.
It was a good
He's like,
video.
Wham.
Okay, oh fuck
I
you.
dig it.
It's on, and chair to the
That's
mouth.
I mean,
Snap. He gets
Headshot.
hit in the face.
boom,
Boom,
headshot.
headshot.
That's all I can say.
It's a good video.
I'm gonna watch it again
I
just
mean-
because
It's a nice
I
short
enjoyed
one,
it so
you know, right
much.
to the point.
Yeah. It's only
The
about, like,
first
15,
drink
20
hits him.
seconds.
You know, the second one, all right.
You can tell he's
motherfucker,
done. He's
boom,
like, all
chair.
So I wonder. I mean,
I guaranteed it
we only
wasn't the same
see,
person.
We only see the little
Right.
oh,
Snippet.
this
We don't
part
know
of
who threw the
altercation.
chair.
Yeah, it could be.
I can tell you
imagine
though,
if doing-
at the rate of like drink, he wiped off and the chair was already there, so it wasn't the same person that threw the second drink.
Probably not.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that
Probably
I
not.
don't think.
A
I think it
homie.
was 3 separate people.
At least.
At least
There could have been 2 people with the chair.
And I couldn't.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that chair came in hot. That chair came in hot as fuck. And I mean, that was direct hit. That was somebody that's experienced. That is somebody that's been in like a family altercation. at some kind of a.
They were sitting there like, I know that look, Uncle
right.
Ray.
Yeah, that was the.
Takes too
family
long to get my
reunion.
shoe off. I'm throwing this fucking chair.
That kind of look
09 at
deserves
the
a wooden
family
chair.
reunion. Oh shit,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Somebody in the background's like, he fucking pulled an Uncle Dennis. Look at
That
him.
was a fucking perfect chair throw. Possibly.
So I was pretty
WWE.
proud of that.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was a
Yeah.
good one.
Like I
That's
said, I
very
could have found
nice.
it anywhere, but I happened to be
That
on
is
Reddit
just-
doing homework.
yeah,
So
he's gonna have a headache in the morning for sure.
Some dental work may be needed.
Yeah.
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 I went a little overboard. I found 3.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
like it.
Well, I wasn't sure, how the mood was going to strike, which one would be more fitting.
Okay.
But I think 2 of the 3 fit kind of decent to things we talked about.
All right.
So, Flint, Michigan.
Hey, yo.
Crown jewel.
Crown Jewel. Elon Musk Foundation has just donated
30,000.
just under 430,000 for Chromebooks for 7th and 8th graders
Nice.
for the children of Flint,
Are
Michigan.
they supposed to melt them down and drink them?
I'm sure they'd rather have that money for clean drinking water. but
Yeah, he's done a lot.
he has.
He's
This
been
is the second
constant.
time that I've heard him
Oh, the
say he was going to help.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
foundation has not gone away from like a lot of the people have. So he's still trying to not just like, oh, here's better water. You're like, oh, here's an education. Here's
Yeah, no,
tools
that's
how to
awesome.
figure out how to
Get
get
out of
out
your
of that
situation,
fucking area.
Right. Here's how to
Yeah.
get out
Oh,
of
of
Flint.
course. Yeah.
I mean, fixing that water situation is like a billions and billions of dollars
is true.
solution. It's not something that they can just fix with
Sure.
Yeah.
a couple donations.
No. Of
But
course.
I thought that was pretty sweet of an alien to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I say alien because that man's fucking not of this planet.
What's
Yeah,
what's the
man.
parallel for Flint?
the parallel for Flint?
Are
You
they-
know, like the
45. It's under
latitude
45.
or
Are they
longi-
even
It's got to
with
be
Egypt?
under 45,
Yeah.
I think.
You know,
What's
what's
some Illuminati
yeah,
shit?
yeah. What's
or-
going on there with
I
the
don't know.
marking on the planet? I don't know.
Could be a new setup he's trying.
It's good. It's good point.
The
Hey.
second one that I found was kind of big. We were talking about Uber, right?
Yeah.
This gentleman has a dent in his van, so he can't be a driver. But
Yeah.
Anymore.
Won't let me drive. That and the chains in the back too. They're
well,
not-
yeah, they frown upon that.
I mean, you gotta be secure when you're driving.
That's true. You don't want him getting hurt.
Damn you, Uber.
Getting away. I mean, yeah, they don't want to get hurt.
But this comes out of the UK of December 19th. So Uber loses a landmark case over workers' rights, entitling UK drivers to a minimum wage and sick leave. So this completely throws off Uber's fucking model of business, right? Because the whole thing was like, you guys do the work, we take a small portion like eBay would. Boom, you're working for yourself under our umbrella. But the key points of this is court decided drivers should be entitled to minimum wage. The drivers could receive back pay equivalent to $30,000 in settlements. Uber appealed the decision, freezing the obligation to act until the case was brought to their Supreme Court. They lost. So
Uber lost or the
Uber lost.
So they owe
So-
these people money then.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
So Uber drivers in the UK are now entitled to sick leave, a minimum wage, and pretty much anything you would get from a crappy full-time job, right? blows Uber's model out of the business, rendering them
So they started
can't
a union?
function.
Is that what's going on here?
not so much a union, but under the United Kingdom laws, they couldn't operate the model that they
Okay.
set out to.
Like work.
Okay.
So how did sick days work? Don't you work whenever you feel like working?
Exactly, but
That-
it
yeah.
Yes. Right.
but it somehow like qualifies Uber as an employer, and since if you work as an Uber driver for I guess a certain amount of time, then you qualify as a full-time worker, and by that in their laws you're entitled to specific things.
Are you required by Uber to work so many hours a week? Or
It's
no?
all up to
you
you
can turn it on and turn it off whenever
at
you
your will.
want.
It's your free time. Yeah.
It's like my ex-girlfriend.
How do they manage
So what do you?
that?
You have to call yourself to take the day off if you're sick.
No, you just won't.
You know?
You won't hit the app as you're
yeah,
able to drive.
mean, there's an app, a driver app, and there's a switch. It's like literally a switch that you flip on.
Like
when
your
you're
alarm
riding.
clock.
But you work for
Yeah, you
yourself. So if
flip
you take
on-
a sick day, what do you tell yourself you're not going into work?
It's completely asinine.
That sounds ridiculous.
Because the drivers are classified as independent contractors, right?
Yeah.
Much like WWE wrestlers.
I did get a text statement though.
Yeah,
From
because you have
Uber.
to claim what you made.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're same boat.
Oh yeah.
Same
Oh yeah.
concept. Yeah, same
Absolutely.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 10.99? Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
I'll be
see.
getting one here in a couple weeks.
Oh man, a mail's about to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
You guys are nervous or
Oh
what?
fuck no! Bring it on. I'll
I
owe
mean,
the
you
government.
know, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll pay them later.
Right.
It's good to
Shit.
pay. It's good to pay into all
They're
that
busy
shit.
worried about a wall. Come on, man. I got time.
I usually end up not owing much because of all the deductions. But
Right. Right. Can you claim like gas and shit like
Oh,
that
yeah.
through Uber?
It depends. Oh, through Uber.
You can
Oil
claim the
changes,
fucking laces
pretty
on your
sure.
boots, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
shit.
you
Oh,
can
yeah. If you itemize, you can.
You get a good
claim
tax person?
Stage makeup if you're a damn mime or something. You can put that white paint on your face. You can claim that on your taxes.
Yeah. Nice.
Shh. Sounds like you just hit the do that shit.
Call me Tony D's tax relief.
There you go.
I'll solve all
Oh
your
no,
tax
I was
problems.
saying put the makeup
Yeah.
on and claim that shit as a
Oh,
mime.
Right, yeah, no, I put little streaks under my eyes just to kind of, for legitness sake.
Chops in a leotard.
Ooh.
That'd be interesting.
Look out,
Don't push
ladies.
it, man. I'm behind the drums. You ain't gonna see nothing anyway.
Okay, until he stands up for that solo.
That's right. And you're like,
Miming.
what is he hitting the drums with? I don't even know.
Yeah, the drumsticks are in the air. How's he doing that?
Yeah.
That's right, ladies.
You got to
in
get
Nashville.
that Andre the Giant piece though. That one, you know.
Oh
with
yeah,
the- yeah.
for sure.
I like it.
Get the big show action
One of
going.
your boobies are hanging out and shit.
Well, yeah.
The last article I found, it's a little outdated. It's from 1985, but it's making the rounds again
On Reddit.
on Reddit.
Okay.
Reddit classic.
Pablo Escobar.
Oh yeah.
Some of you may be
The
familiar.
dude from.
It's not a dude.
No, it's a bear.
Oh, Pablo Escobar.
Bear.
I was gonna say I thought you
yes.
said that wrong.
I
but-
heard
No.
about this. Yes.
Yeah. So in 1985, in the great state of Kentucky, how many duffel bags were there? I think it was 10. So this gentleman, Andrew Carter Thornton II, the son of a wealthy, elite Kentucky horse breeding family, got the bright idea to smuggle some coke. So he got a small plane, and he would hurl the duffel bags of coke out the plane into specific areas. He would jump out with a parachute. The plane would go land somewhere. He would collect the duffel bags. Somebody come pick him up. Boom, good to go. One particular evening, he threw 10 bags out, then jumped out, smacked his head on the back wing of the plane, was disoriented, couldn't pull the parachute in enough time, and ended up landing in someone's driveway, ending the gentleman's life. The police recovered 9 of the 10 duffel bags, each loaded with coke, like 80 pounds, right? Then they found the last bag, which was just shredded open. None of the coke is there. And then there's a dead bear a couple feet away. Pablo Escobar. So this bear ate, it's estimated between like 75 and 88 pounds of cocaine in one sitting.
Yikes.
So for 5 minutes before it died, and this was the tagline that caught my eye, it was the most extreme apex predator on the fucking planet.
No shit.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah. Right.
And then immediately died of fucking overdose.
So he was like number one for like 10 steps, and then that was
It was
wrap.
it. There was nothing that could touch that thing.
Big old bear dick, just hard as hell.
Just
Who the
dragging.
fuck named it Pablo Escobar?
People of the internet.
Clever, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I applaud
Reddit.
them. Thank you, Reddit.
Yeah, no shit.
So
Man.
this bear has been he's stuffed actually,
Nice.
and he's
It's a
he
big
on
fucking
eBay?
bear too.
it's referred
he
to
on
as the
eBay?
immortal cocaine bear in Kentucky. Oh shit!
We got to find out how far away it is from where you're
Yeah.
staying in Nashville.
I'm gonna drive
gotta
through
go.
there.
You
I'm
gotta
gonna
go
drive
through
through there
there,
after the
yeah.
holidays.
Yeah.
They have like a dinosaur world down there. It's all these old dinosaurs that are
The
giant
Andrew
life-size.
Thornton's body was found in a driveway in Knoxville, Tennessee. So
Oh,
it
shit.
can't be. It's on the
No,
border
it's
there,
on
so
the
it's pretty
borderline.
close.
Yeah, it's way out east.
The bear has been stuffed. It's in the back. It's in a museum of some sort. It's in the back of an old Chevrolet pickup. It has a hat, kind of like an old police hat, with a giant K on it, and it has a sign around its neck saying "Don't do drugs." Pretty much.
Wow.
Its stomach was literally packed to the brim with cocaine. There isn't a mammal on the planet that could survive that. Cerebral hemorrhaging, respiratory failure, hyperthermia, where your body temperature is way too fucking high, renal failure, heart failure, stroke, you name it, that bear had it.
They reported that they heard disco in the background too.
Let's see. The bear looked good despite the catastrophic demise. So on the outside, he was fine. On the inside,
Hey, it just
wreckage.
imploded itself,
Oh, my
dude.
God.
Jesus
Wreckage.
Christ.
Party bear right there.
the bear's history is known to a few and somehow found its way into the hands of a Nashville pawnbroker. He sold the bear to outlaw country star Waylon fucking Jennings,
Waylon Jennings, son of a bitch.
who gave it to a Las Vegas hustler who was familiar with Andrew Thornton. When both Jennings and he died, the bear was brought to a Chinese herbalist in Reno. When the herbalist died, his widow kept it until she was tracked down by Griffin and Witt. I don't know who they are exactly at the moment.
Are those the guys from Trading Places?
And see, Griffin and Witt are attentive parents to their furry showpiece. Cocaine Bear is given a regular cleanings and outfitted with a Kentucky hat and oversized gold chain. Dangling from its neck and a flashy sign that gives the bear's proper name, Pablo Escobar, and ends up with a warning, don't do drugs or you'll end up dead and maybe stuffed, like poor Cocaine Bear. So he's currently the Kentucky Fun Mall, 720 Bryan Avenue, Lexington, Kentucky. If you
Write
want to go
that
check
down.
him down.
Lexington, that's a little out of the way.
A little out of the way.
I go through Louisville on the way home.
Well, you might have to take a half
One
a
of these
day
days
here.
on
Come on.
tour, I'm
For
gonna take the
Pablo
guys-
Escobar, come on,
Listen,
dude.
here though.
I mean, who
That's
else
the
have you
thing.
known to eat 70 pounds of fucking coke in
My
one sitting?
uncle Louis, 1986.
1986 New Year's Eve.
Suck it,
That was
The way it
Escobar.
fucking
that
at
was
it.
one hell of a party.
It was crazy. I was holding drumsticks and boom.
Yeah, man. I really came of age there.
Played a Rush song in 1 minute. It was great.
Yeah, yeah.
Rick calls them
No,
nose
okay.
beers.
Nose beers.
No,
Beer
it's
me.
beers. I only condone medicinal cocaine.
Yes, exactly. Got Ghost in the Blood. Do cocaine about it.
That's right. Opium. That's what they used to do back in the day. I watched.
Yes, sir.
Listened to this podcast the other day. It was all about back in the day. You know, you had something. Opium. Just take opium. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
you'll feel
something
better.
Herbs? Opium. Oh.
Yep.
People started getting fucking addicted to opium.
Oh, yeah.
All those tonics back
So
in the day
then
were
all
all
the,
fucked up.
Chinese started opening opium dens in
Yeah,
San
oh, yeah.
Francisco.
New York,
And
all over.
All the white women started going to these Chinese opium dens, and
Hey.
they're like, "All right, no more opium dens. That's enough."
Ladies
They
can't
shut
go
it
there.
down, and then they came out with heroin.
The rest is rock and roll history.
That bear's got an interesting story.
More interesting than my story, I'll tell you
was just
that.
about to say, I was
Fuck.
just thinking the same thing.
That was more interesting than my life? Well, thank you, Bill Pheers.
No, my life.
Oh, okay.
Not yours.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Your life's not over yet, bro.
Yeah.
You still got time to do that
Yeah,
much
all right,
coke?
that bear's dead. You got time.
Yeah.
Eat 80 pounds of
I know a
coke.
guy. I know
you-
a guy, man.
You may want to stray away from that decision.
I'm just
but,
saying,
you
a
know,
pay-per-view,
you know.
right?
Yeah.
You get so many
Sell
people
it.
to subscribe. You're like, all right, you take bets. Like,
Sunday,
what's he going to
Sunday.
do first? What's he going to die of? I mean,
We'll sell you
You're
the
onto
seat, but you
something.
only
Hey?
need the edge. Yeah.
some dark web shit, I guess. I don't know.
$5 a month to do
Subscription.
watch someone do drugs all day.
Well, I would say out of homework, you win.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
I think the
Thorough.
internet wins. I think we all win.
There
The
are no
internet
losers.
Exactly.
No,
Not when it comes to the internet.
that's true.
So next week, I have, again, something from Reddit. And John has...
You covered 3.
I covered
this
3. I
week.
went overboard. I didn't know what was going to be...
Can't wait to see what you bring next week.
Hey.
Damn. This
3
guy
more.
digs into Reddit. He does.
Reddit
He's
a
provides,
gamer.
Reddit takes away.
He's a gamer.
He's a
I mean,
read
you-
it.
You spun Reddit again.
I did.
I spun Winner of the Web.
Winner of the webs. You got to...
You gotta,
That bar's going to be pretty high.
yeah, for sure. I always send John shit all the time, though. I haven't lately, though.
He sends some gems over.
I send you some stuff.
I
Sometimes
have a
too.
feeling.
This shit you send to me is usually about the Cleveland
Yeah,
Browns.
it is
Yeah.
usually about the
There's a
Cleveland
sweet
Browns.
drum solo on TonyDicello.com. I don't know if you
Oh well.
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Oh, we'll plug the shit out of that, don't you?
That might win the web.
You
It
get your
could.
you get your shameless plugs at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Chops.
Oh, well, you know,
Don't
so-
go crazy with it just yet.
I'm fine.
I was gonna say I'll find a meme about the wall and the GoFundMe and all that. I'm sure there's gonna be something.
Oh,
in
there's
the next
gonna be
couple
chaos.
of days. I
Yeah,
mean,
for
this shit's
sure.
at $8 million
There's
already.
There's
So
a quick
fuck, dude.
turnaround.
we haven't checked in 2 hours. That thing is probably like 12,
It could be. It could be.
15.
Well,
It's crazy
bit
how
of
quick it
investigation.
jumps,
Dude.
man. Yeah.
These
But I'm
people-
sure somebody's gonna meme something good for the
We need a
internet.
drum
Oh
roll, huh?
man.
A drum roll, if I had one, right there. You go.
we the people will fund the wall. All right, what the goal is $1 billion.
They're never gonna hit the goal. It's just
What was it at earlier?
It's a principle.
It was
thing
at like
now.
8 million.
No, I think I saw it at
Or not,
7.2.
If they get the full $1 billion, they're gonna be asking for some EBT money back. That's all I'm saying.
I'm guessing 12 million at this point.
Currently, it's sitting at $10,288,170.
Shit,
A lot of
dude.
people are asleep right now,
That's
so
$2 million in like 3 hours.
it's a lot of money.
It is.
It's a lot of money.
Those are votes.
This is
Yeah.
gonna lead me into raising money for keeping my hair. So we raised $250
Nice.
for Marty's charity, Project
Project
Scissorgate Foundation,
Oh,
for
awesome.
me to keep my hair until March 1st.
Gotcha.
So now I have to come up with January 1st to March 1st. Should I do keep it versus
Well,
cut it?
we still have. Well, right now, before we jump into that boat,
We're not going to hit the straight and goal.
you don't think we're gonna hit the
No,
straight
we're
and
not.
goal?
No.
All right. We had. We're gonna raise
What
another
about,
$150.
What about like a sideshow Bob kind of deal?
He could do it.
I was thinking that or Patrick Swayze Roadhouse mullet.
Like a feathered mullet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh, man.
Feathered.
Oh, yeah.
Dyed. You know the whole
Balls
bit.
out.
That's pretty killer.
But if I do that, I can't donate it to charity
right.
because they're
Yeah.
going to take
Right.
certain parts off.
Because
So,
that is one of the end goals. If we get to the point where he has to cut it, he
Yeah.
does want to donate it.
Yeah, sure.
And if that's the case, do you just shave it bald?
I don't know how that works.
they have to.
Oh, you would go to a place to. Have
Yeah,
it
yeah.
done.
I've
Right
already
on.
researched this. They got to take like 8 inches off, braid it, just cut it,
Right on.
then it goes out. And then I'll shave the rest of
Okay.
it so it's all even. But
and then start all over.
Yeah. What would you pay if you were going to pay hypothetically? Would you pay me to keep my hair or cut my hair off?
Well, I cut my hair in 1999. I had long hair.
You did have quite the long
I
hair.
had
Yes.
some long hair.
Yes.
And I cut it off because I was just getting sick of it, and it was hot on the field in marching band. I know that's such a fucking nerd thing to say, but this was the case. And I cut it, and I still wish I had it.
Yeah.
But I wish I had a full head of hair as well. I used
Preaching
to
to the
have
choir over here.
Right.
Genetics and time
Yeah.
have caught up.
right. So, by the time I decided to grow it back out again, I was already balding. So I just kept shaving it. So I haven't paid for a haircut since 1999. I've been shaving my own head and hoping
Me
it
too.
all falls off. Yeah.
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 It's either this or that. Like I
Right,
shave it off or I
sure.
grow it out. There's
Yeah.
no in between.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I would probably pay you to keep it. I guess because I would. I mean, it's
Living
cool.
vicariously through your head of hair, sir.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here
That's
for.
pretty much what it is. You know.
Sure.
Yeah. I produce cute
although-
kids and I grow cool hair.
although-
Whatever.
If you seem to have quite the head of hair,
There's
so
worse things to be good at.
you could always grow it back.
Oh, I will.
And I can't grow back what I used to have. Although I did have like the 1996 side shaved skater haircut, or it was long on top, but at the sides and the back were shaved,
You could go skull it,
Man,
grow the sides.
The Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah, the Gallagher.
Yeah.
The Gallagher.
You should do that.
Yeah, the Gallagher. My Uncle Denny is got the Gallagher haircut.
That's nice.
I smoked a joint with Gallagher one time.
Did you?
What?
Yes.
Watermelon
Watermelon
Gallagher?
Gallagher?
Watermelon Gallagher.
How did this come about?
So
I want to hear this story. I'm sorry. Like,
So
were you
we
in
were-
the?
okay, so here we go. So we were on. It was like the first tour.
Did you have to
It was
trade
the
a watermelon?
first tour.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, there's watermelons involved. So we pull up at this theater. We thought we were playing in Denver, but we weren't playing there. We walked in, and the stage was getting covered in all these trash bags. And we're like, well, I guess we're not playing here. Who's playing here tonight? They're like, Gallagher's playing. We're like the Gallagher? Holy shit. So we walk out, and we go. Turns out the venue is actually next door. It's like this barbecue place. So anyways, as we're walking back to the van, this car pulls up, and I turn and look, and I swear I see him in the passenger side, and he pulls up, and he gets out, and he's like, pull around back, and we'll unload the watermelons back there. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Holy shit, it's Gallagher. And he turns and looks at us and starts walking over to us immediately beelines to, and he thinks we're the sound guys for the show that night. And we tell him, no, we're this country band, we're playing next door. And he's like, oh, I got all these country songs I want to show you guys. You guys got a phone charger? So
Yes, Gallagher, we
yeah,
do.
we sure do. So he plugs his phone in.
Was he an
starts
Android
reading.
user or iPhone user?
I think it was an iPhone. So he he starts reading off all these country songs, or like funny country songs, talking about this guy that's in love with his truck, talking about loving her rear end and like all the curves that he takes with it's all these silly Gallagher songs, right? So after a while of chatting with us, and the club owner comes over, and he's like, hey, Gallagher, I'm the club owner. He's like, yeah, I'm talking to these guys. He was like a complete jerk to like this guy, and like these other people were trying to like sell him stuff, and he was like this real jerk to all these other people. He just wanted to talk to us, So, he found out he was the club owner, so we started talking to him for a minute, and he's like, hey, man, you got anything to smoke? And the guy was like, oh, man, all I got is some Pall Malls. And he's like, that's not what I'm talking about. And I was like, well, I got some weed in the car.
Yeah, pop the collar up there. I'm your guy, man.
So I ran right over to I was not going to miss this opportunity. So I ran over to the van, I busted out my stash, and I rolled probably like the world's fastest joint. I just made sure it was good to go. And I popped like a little bud in a plastic and gave it to him. And we smoked this joint, and he was telling us all the stories, and my dad calls me.
Like mid-joint?
Yeah. Well, we're sitting there. And I was like, Dad, Gallagher wants to talk to you. He's like, who? I was like, Gallagher. And I hand Gallagher the phone. And he proceeds to tell my dad a lesbian joke. And this lesbian joke, I'll never forget. It says, why is it so hard for lesbians to lose weight? Because it's hard to eat Jenny Craig with Mary Kay on your face. And I will never forget that to the day I die. And so he just kind of concluded his thing, went inside, and he said he was going to come over to the show tonight. Said if we wanted to come by, we never did, and he never showed up. But I'll never forget smoking that joint. And turns out, like, even people we were standing there with that never smoked weed were hitting the joint too. They're like, I'm not fucking missing this opportunity.
Right.
To smoke a joint with fucking
It's
Gallagher.
Gallagher. He's about to smash some watermelons.
Man, yeah, he's gonna tear this fucking stage up tonight. Hope you're not sitting. My dad actually has one of the ponchos they used to give out back in the day. He went to a show, and they would give out ponchos for people in the front couple rows.
Yeah.
He was smashing fucking cheeseburgers and.
Y'all want to smash some fruit?
You want that cheeseburger to go? Well, it's gone. Bam! And fucking ketchup and mustard go flying everywhere. But
I've got VHS tapes of him somewhere in a tote.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 or 3 of them.
No, those were some funny stuff. When
Well,
I started
Chop
getting
smoked
smart
them
enough
out.
to-
You know?
Hey.
when I started getting smart enough to understand some of the jokes, it was pretty funny. But he's got a haircut that hits too close to home. Sounds like a goddamn country song.
Skull it.
You got a haircut that hits too close to home.
You're already writing the drum beat, aren't
There
you?
you
It's been written. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's right.
Chops don't bomb.
There you go.
Hashtag chops don't bomb. Unless I'm super, super drunk. Well, which doesn't usually happen unless it's my birthday. It's my birthday.
You're in town for how long?
A couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure.
throughout,
I'm sure something's gonna happen.
through the,
Pop
the
off.
new
Something
year.
will pop off.
Somebody
yeah.
call Tony.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking to hang. I got family stuff to do, you know.
Well,
Holidays.
get through
Yeah,
Christmas
it's
and then
tough,
you know.
man. I got like everything's flipped this year. I got so many different events. You know, back in the day, it used to be you wake up, you do Christmas, and then you go to your families, and then you go to the other families, and then it's over. And now it's like 5-day event that everything's spread out, and it's just like exhausting. You know.
Especially when you don't live around here,
Right.
And you come back into town.
Mhm.
I can imagine everybody's hitting you up, right?
Well,
Once they find out you're in
Yeah,
town,
I
they
mean,
you know, even if it's
sure.
for a night, they just
right,
want to
and
hang
it's
out.
hard to
and-
like. I mean, that's why I've decided to make this trip a lot longer, is because I want to be able to go hang out with everybody and see everybody and do that kind of stuff. Because when I come up during the year, it's usually for the weekend, and I don't have time to do family stuff, so
right.
Yeah.
it's hard to.
You might get lucky and hit a tour come through or
Yeah,
something,
sure,
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, we appreciate you coming by
that's
here.
awesome.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
on
sir.
the
sharing,
trip,
This is
man.
so much fun.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, we want to tell everybody, all our listeners, to check us out on Apple Podcast.
Please.
Please give us a rating, a review, recommendation, however all that stuff works.
Yep.
I'm not hip to the
A rating and review would,
The Apple.
would suffice.
But we're on Spotify.
Yep.
We're on iHeartRadio, all the podcast apps, all that good stuff. So please check us
Podchaser.
out.
I mean, there's a, yeah. You think of it, we're on there.
Yep. Also, our website.
Yes, sir. www.chcpodcast.com.
That's what it is right there. You can find everything there, all our links to everything else, our podcast community on Facebook.
One stop shop.
Yep, everything there. Please check it out.
Yep.
We'll link anything you want
Thanks, man.
with
Shameless
ours.
self-promotion
You
is our gig.
Awesome.
So whatever you want, it's
know,
on there.
YouTube or whatever you
Yeah.
got to link. Your
Yeah,
website.
absolutely.
We can do that for sure.
Cool.
And next time you come back in town, if you're
Oh, absolutely.
you got
feeling
the
it,
time.
yeah, come by.
For sure. Yeah,
Come back
whenever
in,
I
man.
get time to do any of this stuff. For
Yeah.
sure. It's cool. I'm
Or
glad
like
you
I
guys
said,
are
if we
doing
get the thing where we can call you
Sure.
in fucking Nashville
Oh, yeah.
one night, you're
Let me
downtown
know.
doing your partying or
it. Yeah,
something.
we can, like, I have plenty of ways to do stuff like that, so
Sweet.
Okay.
we'll shoot you right into some kind of
Some kind of party.
Smoking a joint with Gallagher, too.
Yeah, we're in the alley behind the tin roof here down on Broadway.
He was just at the Token Lounge, maybe.
Yeah.
What?
he was.
Gallagher was?
Yeah. No.
Yes.
Shit,
know,
I would've went
was
to that.
like, man,
That's
like,
where we saw Ron
recently.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Shit.
I met Ron Jeremy in at the Rainbow Room.
She met Ron Jeremy really well.
We have pictures, Jeannie.
She loved it.
Oh,
Don't let her lie to you.
yeah, he was
Oh, her face told the
slimy
story.
Slimy as you can.
He's looking pretty rough these
It
days.
was cool.
Yeah, you know.
I won't lie, Chops. I usually sit there, and for a good reason, because this fucking heater.
I asked you if you wanted me to turn it off.
I'm just now starting
All
to get.
right, all right.
get
Wow,
hot.
and I'm
All right.
sweating.
Yeah, I'm just now starting to get there.
I like to keep it
I'm a
toasty in here.
warm-blooded
You
person.
know?
though,
Yeah, so you definitely would be melting. Sitting
I'm
over
skin
here
and
right
bones
now.
over here, so
Yeah,
I
that's true.
try to keep it a little warmer.
true.
You know.
It's bigger dudes. Are,
I've been trying to
Yeah,
go
that's why I said
gradually
way the fuck
ease
over
my
here.
way into cold weather. You know what I'm saying? Like
almost
I'll
like
go outside with like a t-shirt on or something like that, just trying to get to the feel of things.
I'm almost a cocaine bear status.
What?
Hyperthermia.
Pablo Escobar.
Pablo Escobar.
All right. Well, for episode
Oh, yeah.
61, we want to
yeah.
say thank
that.
you to everybody
See
listening.
that.
Phil, thanks.
Always.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
You can't
We hit
resist.
record this time.
Oh,
you know,
good.
Just
next
for
time.
you, buddy.
I was nervous the
Yeah.
whole time.
Tony, appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming by. Jay, as always.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. This has been a good time. I don't want to.
I'm
I
enjoying
don't want to
it.
ruin anything.
no,
so, but do check out our Facebook page and our
Please.
Twitter page and our Instagram page and our website and all that good shit. Please.
Oh, yeah.
And
Spread the
thank
word. If you dig it, we appreciate it. If you don't, somebody else you might know will.
All right.